Okay, I have a very special guest today. I have Morgan Montgomery, our Director of Operations. Welcome, Morgan.
Hi. Thank you. Happy to be here.
Good, good. Well, I wanted to get started by asking you how you got started.
Sure.
So how did you get started with our team?
I've been with the team for about 4 years now, just a little over that. And 4 years ago, well, my husband, my boyfriend at the time, you guys used to work together and you were hiring, and he thought, wow, she'd be great for this. And so he connected us, and then I went through the whole interview process. It just turned out to be a really great fit. And my background is not in real estate. My background is in travel and tourism. And there just happened to be a lot of overlapping themes within the two of those, and like helping others and talking with people, communicating, that kind of thing. And so it just ended up being a great fit.
Yeah. I mean, I saw Disney intern on your resume and I was like, I gotta meet this person.
Yes.
We've been together 4 years. It's like a real relationship.
I know.
You started as an executive assistant and have kind of worked your way up now to Director of Operations. And we're going to talk about this a little bit later, but you have a team within a team now.
Yes.
So how does that feel?
It feels pretty great. 4 years ago, like I never would have thought that I would be here where we are, but it's been the best thing that's happened to me. Don't tell my husband that. And it's been really amazing and incredible to work beside you for the past 4 years and be able to help build that team and figure out how we can all grow together.
Yeah. What is operations when it comes to real estate?
So that's a loaded question. So operations is a lot of things. Specifically with real estate, I do feel like we are like the backbone of the business. We manage all the systems that happen within the business, and whether that's client facing or within the team, whatever that may be, and kind of just run everything that's behind the scenes and make sure that deadlines are met and things happen, and also take off as much as possible from our agents' plates that we can, so that they can be out talking with their people and helping them. And so really it's just anything that you can think of behind the scenes, whether that's like marketing to or managing a contract to close. There's just a lot of things that it encompasses.
And client events.
Client events, yes,
And we're
that's
just
a big one
talking about
too.
that today. Managing and planning our next client event. I mean, that's just one, it only happens a couple times a year, but it's amazing the amount of time, energy, and effort that it takes to put those on.
Oh yes.
And not just that, but like you said, and like anytime we do something, it takes a system to do it. So that if any one person steps out or needs to step out, then somebody else can pick right up where we left off, and our clients never feel the difference.
Exactly, and that's when it all comes back to it, that client experience is the most important thing. And so managing what that looks like and making sure that our clients are happy and we're taking care of them first beyond anything else is the most important thing.
So why do we have operations?
Well, why'd you hire me?
I was up to my eyeballs in just all the stuff that you have to do, and I was like, I can't service my clients the way that I want to with all the other stuff I have to do. I need help.
Yeah.
And at first I hired Brad, and then he got busy too, and I was like, I need more help. So, you know, I think what you hit the nail on the head, which is it's about the client experience, and it's also about making sure that our agents have the amount of time that they can to dedicate to the things that they're really great at, which is, you know, finding new clients, helping them negotiate contracts, following up, negotiating repairs, and then making sure that they're taken care of throughout the transaction.
Right.
And then all of the other stuff, you know, writing, prepping the offers, scheduling showings, leaving feedback, and then all of the other connection pieces that you talked about, all of that the agents don't have to worry about on our team.
Right, exactly. There are some agents, not on our team, but in other maybe individual agents or other people that do all of those things themselves. And when I'm talking about that, I mean they're going to listings and measuring every single room and making notes and doing all of those things, and then doing the data entry side of things too, when that's not where their time could be best spent.
Right.
And so that's part of why we're here too, is to be able to, you know, we all have different things that we're good at, and that's kind of what plays into why operations is in the operations seat and agents are in the agent seat, because that's what they're good at, is talking to their people and doing like what you said, when us in the operations seat are more detail oriented when it comes to things like data entry and making sure that our listings, all of that information is accurate, correct, and represented in the best way possible.
Right, well, like for example, in order to get paid in real estate, you have to go I assume, find a form and put all this information in, and
Assume.
because I've never done it. It's never been important to me. I mean, it's important for me to get paid, but it's more important for me to take care of my clients. So I've always leveraged that to someone else so that I could go take care of my clients, because that took a lot of time for me to go figure out how to do that. And it was like, somebody else is here doing this for me, which is fantastic. I'm going to let them.
Well, right, because that's not what you're best at, or where you're
my skill set.
Right, exactly. Yeah. And so why would you spend your time doing those types of things when there's somebody else that you could leverage that piece to, that it would excel at that and be able to...
Yeah, I'll let them, they're going to do it better than me anyway.
Yeah.
Tell us about your team within our team.
Sure. So within the past couple of years, currently the structure of our team, myself, the director of operations, and then we have Stephanie, who is in our agent concierge role. And her role is to take a lot of the things that we've talked about off of our agents' plates. And so she manages all of the paperwork that is required for compliance purposes within our office. And then anytime that our agents are writing an offer for a buyer, she's sending that out to them too for signatures. Anytime we receive an offer for our sellers too, and putting that into a spreadsheet so that they can see what their net profit would be from that too. Anything that our agents is preventing them from being out with their clients or showing or at a listing or whatever that may be, she's taking that over to help them out so that they have more time.
Yeah.
So I have Stephanie, and then we also have an administrative assistant that helps with a lot of the back end, like data entry things that I talked about with our CRM. And then
what's a CRM?
Yes, what does it stand for?
Customer relationship management, I think.
That makes sense.
Sure. Yeah,
that makes sense.
Okay.
It's where all of our data lives, basically. That's the long and the short of it.
It's like our database.
Yes, exactly. And so it's just how we stay organized with all of our people and can keep all of their information up to date and readily available to our agents too. And so he manages all of that on the back end for us too, and then helps out with things like social media and creating things like that. And then we also have an inside sales agent. Her name is Anna, and she calls a lot of the people that have like called in or opted in via like our website and that kind of thing too. So she just follows up with people to make sure that nobody slips through the cracks and we can help as many people as possible.
Yeah, and she's really helpful too whenever we do have a client event coming up.
Yes.
Like there's only so many phone calls and text messages and things that our agents can send in a day.
Yes, exactly.
So she's an extra arm and a leg for us to make sure we reach everyone.
Events and all of our workshops that we host too, like our investor workshop and our seniors workshop too. She definitely helps getting the word out about that.
Yeah. So if somebody was out there thinking about starting a team, why is it even important to have a team? Like, why even bother?
Well, I would tell them to start with the things that they never want to do again. So I would make a list of all of the things that you find yourself doing that you're like, wow, I could live the rest of my life without ever doing this again. Start there, and then definitely, I mean, within our brokerage with Keller Williams, we have some great training and instructions on how to start a hiring process and what that looks like. And so I know that that's been really helpful with us with building the team. And
that's a whole other video.
Yeah. But I just mean it's like there's some structures and ways that they have planned out that can, show you the way that could look, what those roles that are usually most important for agents to start with. But again, with the going back to why you hired me too, that was part of it, were things that you didn't want to do anymore.
Right.
And I honestly think that whenever you hired me too, some of the roles that I did, or like some of the tasks that I had, were not typical for when other people hired an executive assistant. You really thought about, these are the things that I want somebody else to come on and do. And that looked a little bit different than what it typically does.
Right. Because we were already outsourcing some of the other pieces at the time. And so it was really, how do I take this to the next level? Right. And then also get some of my time back to spend it with my clients more. Okay, so let's say you're a buyer or seller and you're trying to decide who to hire as your agent. What would be the benefit to hiring an agent who has a team behind them?
I know that your phone is ringing all day long and you're on calls and in appointments and out doing things. And so if you're not available, then either Stephanie or I definitely are. And so we're in the office every day, every weekday, Monday through Friday, 8:30 to 5, and we're ready to help and can usually send things or get whatever information you may need faster than any of our agents may be able to.
Yeah. If you've never started a business before, you don't understand. But if you have started a business before, you might start to grasp how many things there are to do when it comes to starting a business, running a business. But in the real estate business specifically, there's about 180 things that you have to do just on the business side, like the management of the business side, much less like if you have a buyer or seller that you're working with, much less 100 buyers or sellers that you're working with. So it's like, you know, you got the 180 on the business side, and then you have, how many checkpoints do we have in each of our transactions?
About 180.
Okay, you only have 2 hands. And so if you can leverage some of those pieces to your team, that means that somebody that has a rock star team behind them is going to allow them more of their time and energy and effort to serving you better.
Right, I mean, that's part of the reason why we're here too, right? Is to be able to be available to our clients and to help them whenever they need to. So absolutely.
Yeah. I'm pretty sure in this video we came up with at least 5 other video ideas.
I think so too.
Yeah. So if anybody out there is interested in learning more about what Morgan does as our Director of Operations or any of the other roles on our team, please feel free to reach out. We'd love to hear from you. And you're in several networking groups too for operations. So I'm sure you can share those with everybody on social media.
Yes, absolutely.
If you'd like to. And we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you for joining us today.